Hello, my friends. Richard Milhouse Nixon here, and I have a third generation Pokemon Emerald Wi-Fi battle against a good new friend, Trevenant the King. His link will be in the description. I believe he also uploaded his side of the match. This was an NU third gen battle, so let's jump right in. I lead off with Golbat, as he leads off with Yanma. Thankfully, his first turn Hypnosis misses. I go for a Confuse Ray, hoping to force a switch maybe, or at least at a minimum get him to hit himself. He switches out, just as I thought. Goes into Chimecho. There's really no reason for my Golbat not to go for an aerial ace. I do so. It does an okay amount of damage, but I know based off that damage, that thing is physically defensive. So I'm going to go into Richard Nixon, which can take any psychic type attack from this Chimecho. As you can probably surmise, this is a great matchup for Cacturn. Richard Nixon, he decides to switch into Lombre, which makes me think I'm dealing with a rain team here. I go for the Cotton Spore because I was kind of hoping he would go into something fast. He really didn't. Oh well. Especially now that he has the Rain Dance and Swift Swim, that will not be very fun to deal with. But I have Metang here, which is a dual screener. He goes into Huntail. That's fine. I set up the light screen to mitigate the rain just a little bit. I also was not looking forward to taking a Hydro Pump. I gotta switch. I switch into Roselia, my specially defensive wall for this team. Amy Rose. Yes, because that's what Roselia is, apparently. That still does an okay amount, because it is in the rain, but the light screen really helps out a lot. I know, due to the light screen, I can take an Ice Beam. I have no problem with that. He sends out Haunter. I go for a Leech Seed. I just want to get health back. Right now, I'm telling this Haunter, kick yourself in the butt, because I don't want to deal with it. I just don't. I don't have patience to deal with it. Now, you guys can say, hey, Mr. Nixon, you're literally stealing this Haunter's health. Well, guess what? Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. And as a result, my Roselia goes for Spikes. He now sends in Arena Trap Diglett, and I am convinced that I can live this Earthquake. I know I can live it. I know I can live it. I don't live it. You know what, Diglett? Your grandchildren will live under communism. But I digress. I send in Golbat. I assume that Diglett must be Choice Banded. I know it for a fact. There's no way it would have KO'd otherwise. I go for a Confuse Ray with my Golbat. It's going to now put us back into the situation we had pretty early on with more confusion shenanigans. I also think I may have a free switch into Richard Nixon, but I want to make sure and go into Metang first to possibly set up a Reflect or a Light Screen. He goes into Yanma. That was actually not a bad switch on his part. He gets the Hypnosis, he hits this time. Now my Metang's asleep. Metang is actually one of my better walls, so I'm not a huge fan of that. But, thankfully, he sends in Diglett, and I get the essentially first turn wake. Metang,
I love you.
You get that light screen up, which is amazing, and now Diglett goes for an Earthquake. This is a Choice Banded Diglett here. I take it, because Metang is a physically defensive monster. Diglett has literally no defense, so my Meteor Mash obviously is going to KO, and it does, very handily. And Metang, while it is at low health, I expect it to stick around for a while. Keep in mind, the light screen is still up. That will really help Metang, who is a physically defensive monster, but not as good on the special side. He goes for a Hidden Power. I presume Hidden Power Fire, but that's alright. He can go for whatever he wants. I get a Meteor Mash off, which does a very solid chunk of damage, about half. I get the attack raise, and I really wish Bullet Punch existed, because I would go for Bullet Punch right here. But no, that does not exist yet. So I'm gonna have to switch out. I want to save Metang, at least for now. he goes for a Thunderbolt, and that was an awesome prediction on my part. I know I can take any attack from this Haunter, because Hidden Power Ice is pretty low base power. Psychic's not going to KO, it may do over half, but I know that I can get a pretty easy KO with this Graveler. First off, I managed to break the sub with Rock Slide. Unfortunately, the light screen wears off right here, which definitely doesn't help a Graveler take a hit, but I still know that it can. And Psychic is gonna go from that Haunter, and all my health goes down, 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 just like my reputation after Watergate. But thankfully, YouTube has given me a second chance, and I'm hoping to rebuild that reputation. I just hope that I haven't let you down. I switch into Plusle, because Plusle is an NU in this generation. I should have sub up, because I was kind of hoping that that Haunter might switch. But he does not. That is okay though, because Plusle still is going to outspeed, because he has HP Fire. And that Thunderbolt will take Haunter down. Now, I don't know what is on the rest of his team. I do not know, but I can see this Lombre right here. I know because of its grass typing, there is no way that Thunderbolts will KO. I'm pretty scared of the Rain Dance, but I can get a Thunderbolt off first. Let's see what happens. His health goes down and down and down. Might be a 2-hit KO with a damage roll or two. And he gets the para, or I get the para, which actually is amazing. That means he cannot go for a Hydro Pump against Plusle. That would easily KO in the rain, by the way. I can set up a substitute and get up behind a sub, so whatever he switches into needs to hit Plusle first. Now, I'm in great shape at the moment. I've earned everything I've got to this point, no matter what hacks I've got. I've earned it. I get a solid Thunderbolt off, which that was a max damage roll. It was amazing. He goes into Yanma with the hope of breaking my sub. Well, keep in mind, this is a speed tie. Unfortunately, he wins the speed tie, so I will not have a substitute to go against that Swift Swim Huntail. But, at a minimum, I can get a Thunderbolt off. That Thunderbolt will let that Yanma's HP go all the way down because it's very effective. Hahaha. He does go into Huntail because he has the Swift Swim boost. I need to stall out this rain somehow or other. I believe it has only one turn left. We shall see. I want to save Plusle though, because outside of the rain, it can do a lot of damage to his team. I'm going into Matang as Death Fodder. However, he misses the Hydro Pump, which was actually cool. You would question why. Well, I'm going to predict him to set up the rain again, because if he does that, that's fine. I could just explode right in his face with an explosion. Keep in mind, friends, back in 3rd gen, and 4th gen, and 2nd gen, Explosion was essentially double power, because it halved the opponent's defense. This Huntail goes down because of that huge power explosion. I now go into Richard Nixon, and now Trev has only one Pokemon left, Chimecho. Well, guess what, Chimecho? Your grandchildren will live in freedom. Richard Nixon prevails. It may take a turn or two, but Richard Nixon prevails. Why, Nixon goes for a feint attack. That will easily 2-hit KO this Chimecho. He does not have any attacks to hit Cacturne, because he only has Psychic for damage. So, essentially, this is a lost cause for Trev, and I have won the game 3-0. Good game, Trev. It was really fun. This was my first 3rd gen Wi-Fi battle, and I will definitely be looking for more, because it is one of my favorites. Now, that is the end. Go check out Trev's channel, link down below in the description, and that is it, friends. My fellow netizens, thank you for watching. The days of Watergate are in the past, so be sure to subscribe.